Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be installing a Holley 12.3 Pro Dash into the Grand Prix out there. So this thing is getting a Terminator X as well as this Pro Dash, but I got this first. So these things are really nice. I've already opened it and looked at it. I mean, I was very surprised at how big it is. I mean, what do you think, Chris? Have you seen one of these yet?
Yeah, I mean, not in person. They don't look that big though when you're looking at them on the internet, you know? But yeah, once I mean,
it's big. Yeah. It's like, it's really big. So gonna try to figure out how to install this into the Grand Prix, because the Grand Prix gauge cluster is like an arc and this is a rectangle. So it's not gonna fit in there. There's gonna be lots of modifications, I'm sure, but I really can't wait to see this thing lit up and ready to go, because you can do a bunch of cool stuff with it. It runs CAN bus. It also, if you want, you could set up your gauges however you want.
Whatever logos you want, all that stuff.
Yeah, and put the gauges where you want, and I think that'll work out really well with the Grand Prix. Decided how I'm going to mount the Holley Pro Dash. So let's stick the Holley Pro Dash right here. And as you can see, she protrudes just a little bit. So I'm going to just cut the dash so it sits back on both sides. And then when you're viewing it, it won't be so flat. It's going to have a little bit of a lean to it. And I think it'll make viewing the gauges and everything on the display a lot nicer. As well, the holes for the gauge bezel clips are right here. And once it sits further back, it will clip in a lot nicer. And then as you can see, the factory gauge cluster has all the mounts right here. And once it sits further back, I'll be able to make brackets to go to those a lot easier. So I think I know what I'm going to do. Let's get to work and cut, or just trim this a little bit. Let's say trim, because I don't want to cut it too much. I really love the looks of this and just the feel. I mean, I'm going to be able to pretty much do whatever I need to do through here or off to the side. I'm really not going to have to touch the screen too much, but I still need to make the bezel to just conform to the Holley Pro Dash. I really love how large this is. I'll be able to see all my gauges. I ended up having to notch the dash more than I originally thought, but it really looks good in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to modify this so it pretty much just lips up against this outside edge all the way around. And I'll probably do that with fiberglass. after a few days of working the gauge cluster bezel, it is now ready, and I really like how it came out. So all I did was I wrapped it in carbon fiber, and then I did resin over the carbon fiber, and now this is gel coat over that resin, so you can see how nice and smooth it is. I'm probably going to hit it with some 600 grit, then 800, then 1000, and then buff it so it comes out really, really nice and smooth. Gel coat is pretty much what you see on the bottoms of boats in their hulls, and we have it all set up for the Holley digital dash, which I'm going to be really excited to see that as well. But let's get this in the car. Let's get the Holley dash in the car. Cluster bezel installed. You can see the nice carbon fiber, nice and shiny. And then you come in here, nice and shiny carbon fiber. Check this out. We have the Holley. This is the 12.3 Pro Dash. And I made it so you can still see the Holley EFI on the bottom. But yeah, let's turn this baby on. She looks really good. So yeah, now it's starting up. It doesn't have an ECU or anything, but the Pro Dash has all its own gauge setup. So there's quite a few different things that you can do with it. But right now I just have the factory or the programmed Holley display. You can go in the menu, do all kinds of crazy stuff with this. I'm really gonna start messing with this and adjusting my gauges how I want them once I get the Holley Terminator X for the Grand Prix. But I am really happy that I now have this in here with the nice carbon fiber wrapped custom gauge cluster bezel. And it's just really, really nice to have this finally done. So really happy that, you know, I'm working with Holley now. Shout out to Holley. I mean, this is a really, really nice product. I mean, I am super excited. I can't believe that I got it to fit in here. This thing is so big, but until we get the Terminator X, I'm going to end the video here. If you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, throw a thumbs up, throw a comment below. This display is in the description. As always, see you guys next time.